Montreal.
Yeah, I haven't been going to Canada lately. I talk too much shit. I love Canadian people.
I love it.
I do love Canadian people.
And I like Montreal. That's a good city.
I love Montreal. Yeah. One of my favorite restaurants, Joe Beef, is in Montreal. If you can get in, go there. It's phenomenal.
I'll drop your
Incredible
name.
place. Yep. Incredible place. They'll let you in. But there's the culture in Montreal is amazing. I've always loved it. I've been going to Montreal since the 90s. I love it. I love Vancouver. I love Toronto. I love Canada. Like, I love the people. I just think they're going.
So he's going to get pretty heavy into it here.
Going down a dark road with this government, and you can't. It's hard to pull that stuff back once they start taking away rules or instituting laws, taking away rights, pulling people's guns, doing all the things that they're doing right now. They allow polygamy now in Ontario. Yeah, they just passed a law. They allow polygamy because they have so many Muslims there.
Are we sure we want them as a 51st state, or?
Yeah, we can clean it up.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. He was just trying to with them, and it had the worst effect possible because
did it ever?
They thought that Pierre and the Conservatives were a shoo-in, that this, like, it was going to be Jordan, the way he described it, he said they were in a
we'll take a peek at that in a moment.
Position where the Liberal Party had a real risk of complete collapse, and then Trump comes along. I'm going to turn it into the 51st state. I was on the phone with him, and he was telling me, he's like, I kept calling him Governor Trudeau. Yeah. And he goes, and I was, first of all, I was joking about turning it into a 51st state, but then a lot of people go, it's actually a good idea. I think it might be a good idea. It's so crazy. But that had the worst possible effect, because then Canada united, like, hey, these fucking Americans think they're going to take over us, eh? And then they...
Sorry.
Yeah, it became a disaster for Canada, unfortunately. Because if he didn't say that, Pierre would have probably won.
I think, is this guy worse than Trudeau? Is that possible?
That's what Jordan believes.
Really?
Jordan believes he's worse than Trudeau. Jordan thinks he...
We will check that out here in a moment.
Embodies all the worst aspects of the World Economic Forum, young global leaders' mentality of control, and some of the things that he said about every decision will be made with climate change in mind, like that kind of talk. This idea of climate change, yes, sure, we should definitely clean up the environment, of course, but understand that there's no thing they do ever that's completely benevolent. It's not happening. No. Everything they do is about power and money. And so if they're pushing global health, or if they're pushing climate control or climate change, it is about power and money.
It's a restriction of rights coming, for sure.
And they just do it in a way where it's kind of undeniable, because the future of our world, the future of your children. Meanwhile, Canada's just pumping coal. Fucking semi on the highway, just blah, blah. They just making coal power plants. They're like, look at these idiots. We are just going to make as much electricity as possible because we're in a technology AI race with these assholes. And then they found out that China has been sneaking in.
Okay, they're getting off topic here. Let's check out Jordan Peterson.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
One of the things that worries me about Canada at the moment, I know when we talked a couple of weeks ago, I expressed my concern about what was happening in Canada.
Doesn't look good.
Well, I read Carney's book, Values. I read it twice, and I understood it. And Carney says in that book, he says he's an advocate of centralized planning, ESG. He was a huge ESG advocate. He organized many large corporations to go down this central planning governance route because the market wasn't pricing everything properly, and so central planners had to step in, and BlackRock and Vanguard and places like that were big parts of that. Don't know if they were directly affected by Carney, but it's the same thing, and they've stepped away from that, and he's a big DEI advocate. And he's also a net zero advocate. And Carney says in his book, this is a good example of this, and I think also a good example of this kind of narcissism that we talked about earlier. Every single financial decision that every individual or organization makes has to prioritize decarbonization above all else. Or else. And there will be many, he doesn't say casualties, but he implies that. There'll be many who pay a price along the way, but it's necessary, because you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. And then he says 75% of the world's fossil fuels have to stay in the ground. And this is who Canadians are seriously thinking about electing, right?
Why does he say the fossil fuels have to stay in the ground?
Too much carbon.
You know, the real problem with that is the same problem with the COVID narrative, is that they don't allow any dissent. They don't allow any data that conflicts with the narrative. And they don't want to look at any possible, like, both of them are complicated. They're not similar in a lot, but there are, because they're top-down tyrannical tools.
Using fear and compulsion.
Yeah. So they did, during the COVID times, nobody wanted to look at any alternative treatments. They didn't want to look at health, metabolic health. They didn't want to look at any factors other than vaccination and compliance.
Everyone wants to talk about Canada when they get on Joe Rogan. They never talk for long, but always in bits. They're informed too.
That kind of reminds me of what happened in Canada with the truckers.
Yes.
I mean, they froze
exactly.
their bank accounts.
Yeah,
Or people who donated to them.
Yeah. People who donated to them got their bank accounts frozen.
How insane.
Insane. And then that same party just won again. Good job, Canada.
Oh my God. If they didn't have good bear hunting, I would never go there.
I do have to say, I offered to have that Pierre guy come on the podcast.
Really?
He didn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Thought it was too problematic. Or whatever. Jordan told me, I forget what he said, but they were telling him not to do it. Like, his advisors were telling him not to do it. Hey, dumbass.
If they can't talk to you and have a conversation hold up, you're not grilling people. You're not attacking people.
Of course not.
This is like a safe, the friend zone type thing. It's like, no. And I heard you talk about Kamala saying you just want to get to know her. Just want to talk to her.
100%. I said, if there's certain things they didn't want to talk about, I don't need to talk about them.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, I could talk to you about fucking AI.
You've never been the gotcha guy.
I'm not interested in that.
No.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If I disagree with someone, I just say I disagree with them. I don't attack people. As I've gotten older and wiser in life, I want less conflict.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. You should check out the Joe Rogan Experience. It's awesome. I've been watching for 10 years now and love this guy. Anyhow, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe. Politics, the Parliament is opening again next week. I can't wait. Question period, we'll be doing that live. Come and check us out. Catch you next video. Thanks for watching this one. Later, gang.
Hi everyone, good morning. What a great day for Canada.
God damn it, that's not news! What about us?